All right, well, this is going to be my official co-stream of the Marathon gameplay reveal that they are doing on Saturday, April the 12th, and we appreciate you guys being here and hanging out on a Saturday. We also have a member stream today where we'll be just doing like an IRL stream, hanging out in the backyard, having a steak, having some bourbon, and just celebrating some milestones we've hit recently on the channel. We appreciate those of you that hung out last night, streamed with my wife. We played some Schedule 1 and then some Blueprints, and it was a great time. And we just continue to appreciate those of you who are here day in, day out and support the channel directly with paid memberships, as Behemoth is demonstrating right now with a 20 bomb to start us off. Holy mackerel. That is unbelievable. I'm gonna roll these over to next week. All right, why don't we just do that? Let's just get the goal down here in the corner with me, and we will give you guys credit for everything today for next week. And a lot of you, I don't know if you're watching this later or watching this now, and you didn't like my video about Marathon. I think a lot of people should take the time to actually watch the video, because I talk about how Bungie is really good at making fun games and really good at making well-designed games that feel good to play. That's not at all what that video is about. That video is about how I'm worried they're setting it up to fail with respect to live service. It's $40. It's extraction. They're telling people it's not for everybody. And I'm worried that's going to affect its ability to get its footing in the live service environment. So, and Stone Spire gifts a 5 bomb. Thank you so much. That adds to the total, and so does Spirit's Renewal. Thank you so much. We are now at 26 members already for next week, and I owe you guys 5. Make sure as you guys come in that you smash the like button. You know, get that going. That is always helpful for more people to find the stream, both while we're live as well as later. Let's try to get 100 likes super quick. And I owe you guys 5 members already. And I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. We're just going to kind of do these on the fly. Every 25 members that we hit, I gift 5 back to the community. It's just a great way to say thank you and that we appreciate you. And then David Hudat upgraded to VIP. Thank you. Every upgrade counts as 2 in the total. Those of you that are on a member light or a gifted membership, consider upgrading to Member Plus. It's $6 a month, but you do get into more content. Like the stream this afternoon, or this evening, I should say. That is for paid members only. The IRL stream will be reserved for them. And so we greatly appreciate those of you who have done that. That's why we're celebrating. Hopefully this is fire. The gunplay will be great. Bungie already has that locked. Yeah, I never really doubt Bungie's ability to make a great shooter. And Grubby's going to upgrade to VIP as well, and that gets us to 30. We're exactly 20 members away from the next 25 milestone of 50. Thank you so much. Setting up the potential 20 bomb. And good to see you in the chat feed. I hope it's accessible to lower skill players. Never enjoyed Trials. I told people to, earlier this week that I am mostly concerned about the hook, right? What is the live service hook? I don't doubt that Bungie can make a fun game. I don't doubt that Bungie can make a game that feels good to play. My concern is always, what's the reason for re-engagement 6 months, 9 months, 12 months from now? Because that's essentially how a live service game goes, right? That's how a live service game thrives. That's how, you're not dealing with, let's say that you love the game in the first couple of weeks. Well, you really hope that they've thought these things through, because that's how you're going to have people to play with in 6 months to 12 months or whatever. You're going to want the funnel full of players. That's just the basics of a live service game. And a lot of people just didn't watch the video. There's a lot of people being really nasty and hurling hate at me, and I'm like, if you would just take a minute to watch the video. It's not a hate video. I'm not trying to dogpile on the game in advance. It is in my estimation, there's been a lot of live service games that have struggled with the idea of getting people to come back, whether it was X-Defiant or the litany of battle royales that didn't make it. It's difficult. Even games that have had incredibly large starts, like New World as an MMO, that also struggled to maintain players eventually. I mean, and people are like, well, you can't compare Marathon to all these other games. And I'm like, I'm not comparing it. I'm simply saying live service is extremely challenging. That's what I'm trying to communicate. Louis with 21 months, weekend stream with my Reforgers. Let's go. Thank you so much, Louis, for sticking with me for that long and getting us to 31 members. Appreciate you guys for being here, man. Keep smashing the like button. We need 15 more. The Destiny community is so toxic, and they don't read or watch the video before making decisions about you and the video you present. Yeah, I mean, I very quickly have realized just this week, in the past 48 hours, I don't miss being over there. I don't miss covering. I don't miss interacting with any of that stuff. It's very strange to see how nasty and toxic people are being, you know. It's like, it's been a long time, and I guess we're still doing this, you know. I don't know what to say. I'm just doing my thing, living my life, you know, hanging out with you guys every day of the week, providing for my family, and that's just what I'm going to continue doing. There's no reason for me to feel any need to abandon what we've worked on and what we've built, and we're going to continue doing that. And also, it's funny too, you know, I've been accused of being a pony all these years, and now I'm basically saying, you know, PlayStation might not be setting... Oh, you guys got an ad. I'm sorry. Hang on. Hang on 1 second. Let me turn that off. Monetization. There we go. Sorry, everybody. I turn the ads off. You know, as someone who's constantly accused of being a pony, I'm actually saying, listen, I think PlayStation might have the wrong approach here for live service games. Like, Marathon is falling into the same pattern that Helldivers did, that Concord did. I'm assuming that PlayStation is going to do the same thing with Fair Games, and I genuinely think it's a dangerous approach to set up that hurdle in front of people when there's so many free-to-play games. And a lot of people were saying, well, why do you want everything to be free? It's like, I actually don't want everything to be free. I've been accused of being a corporate shill because, like, I'm willing to pay, you know, high dollar amounts for what I feel are really, really good games. I actually don't want everything to be free, but I do think in the live service realm, especially when there's any kind of PvP, you're sort of going up against the, you know, the industry trend right now. And I think that poses a challenge to your game's success and funnel. You're limiting the amount of people that are even going to be able to kind of like try out the game. Now, they could do some free weekends. They could do, you know, some betas or whatever, so people could get a taste, and then maybe that coaxes them. You know, I think that's going to be a significant element that they might have to tap into. I know that Helldivers has been very successful, Random, but you have to understand the industry trend right now is that live service games don't succeed. New live service games just don't succeed right now. They really, really struggle. They struggle to keep players. They struggle to keep people coming back. Even games that have really strong, successful starts all have huge declines afterward, okay? As successful as Helldivers has been, the player-based numbers have dropped significantly from where they once were. Now, because they never expected to get nearly as high as they did, they're totally fine. They're solvent. Their project is not just funded, but the next project is probably, you know, paid for. Marvel Rivals is thriving. Marvel Rivals is thriving as a free-to-play, you know, Overwatch clone that's in the vacancy of Overwatch being in really bad shape, and it has some of the most recognizable IP in the world. Like, that's what it took for Marvel Rivals to succeed. And even if you look at Marvel Rivals, you have to look at how much the player-based numbers have come down from the early hype. Every game is going to face that same difficulty, right? You're going to have this huge apex. You're going to have this huge hype in the first week or two, and then every game comes down from that. You have to be able to survive that drop. Does that make sense? It's almost like, you know, in the movies where they're like jumping off of a building and they're holding onto a rope. It's pretty unrealistic sometimes, right? Because the drop alone would like snap their back, or like the rope would come out of their hands. The game itself is going to drop. Every game does. The question is, can you survive the drop? Will you get to a sustainable floor? You know, a minimum player engagement number is required for games like this to work. If you can't maintain that minimum engagement number, then you won't have enough people playing, and then that starts to compound itself. If you're trying to play, but nobody's playing anymore, or your buddy stopped playing or whatever, and then you do get into matches and there's lag or whatever, that's going to work against your motivation to want to continue to play. So again, I think people aren't necessarily hearing what I'm saying. I'm being very technical about this. I'm being very analytical and talking about the market itself. I'm not talking about Marathon specifically. We know nothing about the game right now. And people just can't see past either their fandom or their hatred for me. There are people that really don't like me. I just have come to accept that. That's reality in content creator space. Or they're just on board. They're super big fans already, and it's you need to not be blinded by those two things. All I'm doing is analyzing the trends in the market. Everybody wants a piece of the live service pie. Everybody's gunning for it. And gold rushes tend to make ghost towns because every single person can't play every single game, and your target audience for these types of games are very much captive already in what's commonly described in the industry as a black hole game, a game where they basically live, and they tend to, even if they try out other games, they tend to always go back home to their home game, whether it's Fortnite, Apex, or Warzone. It makes perfectly good sense that you kind of go back home because it's comfortable. It's where you have most of your skins. It's where you have most of your logged hours. Maybe it's where most of your friends hang out, right? It makes sense. I don't think it's crazy to think that people tend to do that. People did that in large part with Destiny over the years. I would remember a new game would come out and people would kind of dabble, whether it was Division or Borderlands or even Anthem, and they typically would find their way back to Destiny because nothing ever quite did it for them. And a lot of those games made the mistake, I think, of kind of targeting the Destiny community with the marketing and the ideas, right, behind the content creators that they would use for sponsor streams. And Lockness with a 5-bomb keeps a little Saturday member train going, giving you guys a nice jump start for next week and gets us to 36. Thank you so much, sir. Every 25, I give 5 back, so you guys are setting us even closer to the next one. Millions of people play Fortnite casually. There we go. Now I can go full screen. Switch cap card. There we go. Okay, looks like they have their own music playing. Yeah, this music's cool and all. I don't know if I'm going to listen to that for 15 minutes. That it's very eerie and creepy and very cool and stylized, but I don't I don't know if I'm going to listen to that for 15 minutes. So, make sure as you guys come in, smack that like button. Y'all are the best. If Marathon fails, what do you think will happen to Bungie? I feel like Sony wants them to make the next Destiny. I don't know. That's just a hunch that I have. And that gifted on that renewal from Dante. Just out of curiosity, have you ever ran a marathon? I have not. That gets to 37 and then 38 because Tyler renewed his VIP. Thank you guys so much for keeping your memberships here. Soundtrack's immaculate. If there is a handful of things that Bungie are the kings of, number one, they know how to get people excited. Number two, their marketing, their art direction, their choice of just colors and themes and stuff, and even music. They've always been so good at that. I've given them quite a bit of praise about that with Marathon, that they've really nailed the art direction. And I remember back when we were talking before Concord launched, and we were looking at the 3 live service games coming from PlayStation, I said that Marathon had the strongest chance because they're bringing something to Extraction that could feel really fresh and really good, and it could hook people, right? I think that Fair Games is dead on arrival. I don't think it will do well. It's a very strange game type, like competitive heist. I told people that Concord was not going to do well. Marathon, out of the 3, I think has the best shot, but I still think they're setting it up for failure. I think they're going to make it really, really hard for people to get into the game and play it in the large numbers that you need for a live service game launch. Pronator with 18 months says, love the Saturday streams. Thank you so much. And listen, I'm always willing to make content and have made content when I'm wrong, right? If they prove me wrong and they jump through the live service ring of fire and this thing's banging for 6 months straight, 12 months straight, whatever, obviously we'll watch it, we'll monitor it, we'll cover it. I just have my doubts. I don't, that's not hate. I don't know why people are so bothered by that opinion. I just really, really have doubts about this particular style of game in this particular market garnering enough people over the long term. So 31 months from Ghostface gets us to 40 members. We're now a 10 bomb away from 50. We'll see if anybody takes the bait to get us to 50, and then I owe you guys some more members. Thank you so much, Ghostface. I'm super intrigued, whereas previously I could care less. Off topic, but are we getting the stake stream today? You are getting the stake stream today. I'll probably go live around 5:30 or 6 o'clock. I'll get set up in my backyard. It'll be a good time. We'll just kind of chill. I'll do the stake. We'll sit down at the table, have a little chat, just kind of relax and celebrate, another great milestone on the channel. We're pushing to 700 people at Member Plus and above. We're currently at 600. So we'd love to see that continue, that trend continue of people kind of buying in and supporting the channel directly. How's the weather over there? It's still a little brisk. It's going to be brisk out, but that's okay. Steak and bourbon will keep me warm. The high today is 58. Tomorrow 62. Monday is going to be a high of 70s. It's going to dip again, and then we're going to be back up into the 70s. So I think we're coming out. Every time we get into the spring, the long fingers of winter, they don't like to let go. They always like to have their last bastion. So, again, as you guys are coming in, thanks so much for being here. 10 minutes to the marathon reveal of gameplay. Make sure you guys are smashing like. We greatly appreciate it when you do that. That ritual. It doesn't seem like much, but it does help big time. Hang on a second here.
Full reveal to go ahead and show you some Marathon gameplay live here from Bungie HQ, but we actually have the distinct privilege of being joined by a pretty solid contingent of the Marathon development team in-house. So in addition to some of the folks we're going to be talking to on stage here in just a little bit, we wanted to take the opportunity to get to introduce you to just a few of them here before we kicked off the show. Now, first things first, someone who's been here at Bungie for a little bit and someone who has also agreed we're going to do it on film and make sure that everyone knows that you've agreed to take me on a run at some point. But Kevin Yanis, Senior Design Lead here at Bungie, how's it going?
It's going great. I'm really excited for this truly momentous day.
It's going to be a lot of fun. What about today's show are you most excited about?
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited for the team, or for everyone to see the team's work on the runners. We've been developing these gameplay fantasies and visual for a long time. I know the community's reacted really positively to some of the previews we've given, and Bungie games have this immaculate touch and feel, this great gunplay, and with Marathon, we're adding tact shooter elements to it. To really increase that depth and mastery that people expect from our games. So I'm excited to see how everyone reacts to that.
Yeah, now we're going to get to see a lot of that soon, but we're also going to get to see, you mentioned you get to work on the runners. Can you tell us just a little bit, without spoiling what's on the show, what we're going to see today?
Yeah, sure. With these runners, you're going to see they're pretty archetypical, so you're going to see different but clear and distinct fantasies and gameplay identities and roles, and hopefully people walk away from this understanding how their team compositions are going to look like and what their friends are going to play.
Outstanding. Kevin, well, thank you for being here today, man. We appreciate it. As we go right on down the line, we're also joined by Senior Engineering Lead here at Bungie, Mr. Sean Chan. Sean, how's it going, man?
Hi, I'm great. Yeah, it's really good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for asking. That's so nice of you. For folks out there that may not know what it is a Senior Engineering Lead does, what do you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I make sure everything works. So, if something doesn't work, Kevin comes and calls me, right? This doesn't work, come call me. Everything's like, call Sean if it doesn't work,
I mean, it's a huge undertaking, obviously, here working in video games. It's such an intersection between art and science. Anything particular today that you're really excited for people to see?
We have a lot of cool tech that people haven't seen yet, like stuff that can happen in this game that we just haven't seen before. Right, so this will be the first time they see it. I'm really nervous, and I hope everything works well.
Being nervous means you're both excited but want it to go well, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Well, Sean, thank you for being here today, man, too. We really appreciate it. And of course, as we go on down the line, we're also joined by Marathon's narrative director, Julia Narden. Julia, how you doing?
Really excited, Andy.
Today, we're obviously going to get to show off a lot rather today here in just a little bit. But what are you most excited for people to see?
Oh man. So as you know, we've been treating this as both a reimagining of and a direct successor to the original trilogy, which means we've been taking that really rich, textured world building from the original games and using it as sort of a sacred foundation that we want to continue building on. And finally, we get to share some of that with our community today.
It's very exciting, and selfishly, as someone who grew up playing the original trilogy with his dad, it's been so much fun getting to talk story with you. Can't wait for everyone to get to see. Anything in particular, anything else that you're excited for people to get to dig into as they learn more about Marathon? We've unleashed a little bit with the ARG and everything, but any thoughts so far?
I said it, I'd get in trouble. So I think I want to keep it a surprise.
Fair question. All right, well, we got a big show coming up. Thank you, Julia, for being here. Thank you all, too, for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it a ton. All right, we are in final prep now, everyone. So we'll be back in just a little bit on the other side with some Marathon gameplay. Don't go away.
Yeah, the audio was a little off in the beginning, but I think it fixed itself. Like his mic wasn't on and all that, but they fix it pretty quickly. Guys, almost 500 people here already. Holy moly, what a great turnout for a Saturday stream. I don't really stream on Saturdays, so make sure and smash like as you come in. Go through that ritual. Let's get to 200 likes really, really quickly. I've only been streaming for about 20 minutes. We are going to get to see game play in about 6 minutes. And thank you so much to everybody who continues renewing your memberships and gifting memberships. We already have 41 members, a nice head start for next week. Thank you so much. Don't forget, if you are a paying member on this channel, there will be a celebration stream this evening in my backyard as a way to say thank you for the latest milestones that we've been hitting on the channel. We'll be having some steak. We'll be having some bourbon. I'll show you guys my reverse sear method. I really appreciate that we're able to do something like that. So make sure you're upgraded to Member Plus or VIP if you want to come to that event this evening. That'll take place around 5:30 or 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And we, again, just greatly appreciate the ongoing support of the channel. We've kind of been building over here on this channel since like late 2021. The question me coming back to Bungie. I think there's some people that are getting a little ahead of themselves in this regard. The package that was sent to me was sent by a third-party company. My producer's the one who signed me up for that. And then they reached out and were like, hey, do you want some swag? And I was like, sure. I posted it. I've remained professional. I just said, hey, thanks for the stuff or whatever. I did my little hashtag ad. I'm obviously going to check the game out, but I don't have any plans of covering this game exhaustively or getting into the game long-term. It's not really my kind of game. So I don't really like extraction shooters. I don't like PvPvE. I'm a huge PvE guy. I've never really enjoyed player versus player. I really burned myself out with like a decade of Call of Duty and, you know, even back in the day playing like Quake and Unreal Tournament and stuff like that. So my favorite bourbon, I don't know if I have a favorite right now. We usually like to have Woodford in the house. I've been enjoying a new one that I've never had before called Fifth Street Bourbon. I've got a Derringer, a Rabbit Hole Derringer that they finish in sherry casks. That's quite good. I'm not quite sure which one I'll have with the steak tonight. It's actually a difficult choice of what to pick. I've got some Buffalo Trace. I've got another one I forget the name of as well. I've been trying a lot of the. I don't like to spend a ton of money on it. So, love your show, brother. Happy to spend some time with you this morning. Well, thank you so much. And make sure as well when you guys are a member that you're hanging out in the Discord. That's a great way to stay connected. Warpath with 22 months. Been watching for a while now. Keep up the good work, Lono. Honestly, I can't help but get excited about what Marathon could be. Maybe it is nostalgia. I think some people just see the Bungie name and they get excited. And I totally understand that. Like, there are developers that I do that with. Like Housemarque's logo coming up for the new Returnal game, Saros. And Sucker Punch with Ghost of Yote. So I definitely know what that feels like. And there was a time where I probably would have been a little bit more on the end of like, this could be amazing. But I'm also now looking at just the pattern with live service. And I just think this is a very, very difficult landscape to launch in. If there is one company that has a good answer to the question, why would I keep playing your game? It would be Bungie. I've said for a very long time, my commentary on live service games has been that too many developers do not have an answer to the question of why. They just have an answer to the question of what. They'll say, well, you know, we're going to do seasons and we're going to do battle passes. Okay, that's just what you're going to be doing. That's not why I'm going to be coming back. I've said for a very long time that the answer to the question of why will people continue re-engaging with your game, it is not a technical answer. It is a psychological answer. And if there is a company that is in a prime position to have good answers and good psychological answers to those questions, it would be Bungie. I've been in defense of them for a very long time when it comes to live service and why PlayStation got them for the Center for Live Service of Excellence. I've gotten a lot of criticism from people. They're like, why on earth would you defend Bungie after everything that's happened? And I'm like, because That's true. I'm not concerned with like petty grudge holding or squabbles. To me, it's true. It's factual that Bungie is one of the most knowledgeable and most experienced live service developers in the literal world. Like, there's not a whole lot of people that can say that they've had an ongoing, non-subscription based live service game for a decade. Bungie's one of the few people, I think they're probably one of the only people that can say that. They wear, in some respects, they wear a badge that nobody else really gets to wear. They manage to do something that everybody's trying to figure out, and they've managed to do it. You know, if you look at the success of live service games and the ones that have lasted the longest, I mean, a lot of them are like subscription-based MMOs and things like that. So, all right, let's get their audio going. I'll turn my audio off.
Back to Bungie HQ here in beautiful Washington, where we're coming to you live with the opportunity to share a little bit of Marathon gameplay with you for the very first time. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, and we've got an awesome show lined up for you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to. So make sure to go ahead and not tune out early. But no need to worry. You're not going to have to sit here and listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So no time like the present. Let's get into the show. First things first, this gentleman here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you very much. Like, super excited to finally show something about our game, you know? We've been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we'll have another video in addition to the one of just you in your office hanging out.
Exactly,
so
yeah. I won't be talking for like 20 minutes straight this time, I promise, yeah.
So for anyone out there that may not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
I work with a lot of amazing people, some of the people on this stage, a lot of people who are sort of in the audience here today. My goal is ultimately to take sort of all the ideas that we have, bring them together into a singular experience and help to deliver that experience as a single thread, so. Just love that.
Thank you very much for being here today, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. As we go on down the line, we're also joined by a man who's been instrumental in bringing the worlds of both games and film to life, our franchise art director, Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it going? Joe, for anyone, obviously you've got some fans here, but for anyone out there in the audience at home that may not know you or doesn't get a chance to work with you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so I'm Joe Cross. I'm franchise art director of Marathon, and my job is to sort of set the tone and the vision, the visual style of this, reimagine this IP and this amazing game, and then make sure that our world-class art team is set up for success. Paving the way a bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for everything. We're going to have a lot to dig into today, so thank you for being here as well.
Yeah,
as we go right on down the line, we have, without a doubt, the most.
It's always, whenever I've been at events like this, like hosting, it's always awkward when the chairs are like not practical. Like those chairs look really awkward to sit in.
Witz, for anyone out there that may be just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Andrew Witz. I'm the gameplay director. What basically means is I had to work with a bunch of awesome people to set up what the sandbox, the survival sandbox of Marathon is going to be. So that's runners, weapons and equipment, and the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau Ceti. So yeah, what up to the gameplay team. Thank you all for all your work.
And of course, last but exceptionally not least, someone who you've probably seen in Bungie Vidocs in the past, and someone who's been able to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3. The one, the only Senior Design Lead here, rather, the one, the only Mr. Lars Bakken.
Lars is like super nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lars, we're back.
You could say Marathon's back.
You could. I'll leave that to you, though. Well, for anyone out there in the audience who may not get that reference and is just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on the Run team. Shout out to Run team, everyone that's out there right now. A lot of fans out there. So the Run team is consisting of, we make the maps, so the zones that you're going into. We make the activities, so we take some of the cool stuff that Andrew's team, we remix it, we add the UESC in, we make them real difficult on purpose. And then we also have the contracts team, which are the factions, the corporations that players are sort of doing deals with because they're mercenaries. And that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything. And so that's the stuff I hopefully make everyone proud with.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that here very shortly, but no, thank you all for starters all for being here. Before we get started as well, a quick reminder, do yourself a favor, make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account linked to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch drop.
The art direction is so on point. Like, just those posters behind them look so good. Guys, make sure you're smashing the like button
next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and make sure and drop a sub out there and share the love. And also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation, so thank you for helping us help them do some good out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming up very shortly. We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again, I'll repeat myself, but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show, so make sure and stick around. But again, the purpose of today is to show off some gameplay. Joe Ziegler, I'd love to hand the mic to you for this next part.
Yeah, so before we get started, obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you about what our game is about, just to kick us off, so we can put some images to what we've been talking about here. So let's take a look.
But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
Oh, it's coming this year, September. I wanna watch that later on, like the actual 4K version, because it got really compressed. That was tough to. It didn't look that great because of the compression. I want to watch that later at like full 4K.
So you'll be able to ship out to Tau Ceti very shortly. And in addition to that, coming just later this month on April 23rd, we're going to be running a closed alpha test.
I'm just going to say that's a really, really bold date to pick because you could be super, super in proximity with GTA 6 if you're not careful. That's a very bold date.
A favor, head over to our Discord at discord.gg/marathongame. And of course, if you're here in Twitch chat with us today, then you've already done yourself a big favor. Members of our community and moderation teams are going to be going out and looking for folks to drop codes to as well to make sure that you can get priority access when the alpha kicks off. So go ahead and keep an eye out on your inbox. There's no exclamation point drops or anything you need to do, though I'm sure folks will do it anyway. But worry not, you've gone ahead and done yourself a favor by being here today. But let's get into it. What did we just see?
A lot of death, is first what we all saw. But honestly,
I kept telling you guys I want to know what the hook is. That looked fine, but I want to know what the hook is.
It's got a little bit of everything. It's got some runners in there. It's got some weapons in there. It's got some crazy stuff happening, but yeah.
Yeah, a little taste of the weapons in there. You saw some alternate weapon actions. The flip scope is in there, so weapons are going to do more than just shoot, obviously. It's a Bungie game. We got to really push things. A lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously a little taste of the UESC and what they're capable of. A lot of awesome stuff.
And some fun world interactions too. Like there's that sequence where the shutters go down and then everything goes wrong for the team that's in that room. But it's pretty cool to see those things.
Yeah, everything goes wrong, the Andy Salisbury story. Mr. Ziegler, so why are we making Marathon? Why is Bungie going into the extraction shooter space?
Extraction shooters are something that are a passion of all of ours. Like we really like the idea of bringing this experience that we've all enjoyed, which is this kind of intense survival-based experience where you are frequently unsure of what's going to happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. It's like, we talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding before you, and testing yourself to see if you can survive it. And we really wanted to take that and sort of, bring a lot more people into it. When you love something, you really kind of want to just, attract others to it, and so you can have a bigger party with it. And so, we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah, no, it shows. And Lars, obviously, Bungie's got a long history of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So when I started at Bungie, it was on the multiplayer team. And I am a competitive person in my nature. I really enjoy PvP. And so having to take that in the Marathon game and think about every single angle of every design, knowing that there will be other human beings in, around, and on the other side of it has just been fascinating and really exhilarating for myself personally, and I also know for the team.
Yeah, it's been really exciting to see. And obviously you mentioned we saw a lot. We saw some runners. Mr. Witz, can you do me a favor and help introduce these 4 runners that are going to be available when the closed alpha test begins?
Yeah, for sure. We'll have 6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here they're going to be in the alpha. So going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, trying to get as many picks as possible, right? Against either the UESC or other players. Next, we have Blackbird. It's a very reconnaissance-based kit, all about figuring out where players and enemies are in general and punishing poor positioning. Glitch is our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting enemy teams and what they're doing and getting out and kind of having that kind of cycle. Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo cloak, into the darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some people by surprise. So this is our core 4 right now for
Very
alpha.
exciting. A lot of different plays to choose from out of the gate.
Absolutely.
And even furthermore, Joe Cross, also, if anyone's not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so. But you've been sharing some art with these runners pretty recently out there on Twitter with everyone. Before the show, we were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot, but you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that means for the design here?
What do you guys think of the gameplay we saw so far?
That we've sort of conjured up to help us define the visual world. For these runners, the first thing we wanted to make sure was their visual fantasy reflected the gameplay fantasy well. And then we sort of have our unique recipe of influences and inspirations for the reimagining of this world. And one of those sort of constraints we've created is this idea of graphic realism, where we kind of reduce the amount of geometry, we limit our materials, we use a lot of graphic design and color. and we, you know.
I think their biggest challenge is going to be not being too much like Destiny, but how can you do that? Destiny feels so good. It's such a great shooter. I'm going to be really interested in how they do that because it did have a lot of Destiny, which is expected, but I'll be interested to see how they distance themselves from Destiny.
As a kid who grew up playing it, I know it well myself, but like, what's it been like stepping into this world?
It's amazing. Yeah, for art geeks out there, the sort of the father of the marathon visual world in a lot of ways is this guy Craig Mullins, who you see art represented on the left. Started out as a fan, then got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, you know, pay attention, pay homage, make sure.
Guys, make sure as you're coming in and hanging out, hit the like button. Double check it saves your like. It really helps the video. Appreciate y'all being here.
That, you know, our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy and composition. So I think it's working out well. And I think we're, you know, doing something new, but also sort of looking back.
It's like a 3-panel study on how to hold the spine, right? Is what you're looking at.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
I don't know. It could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that said, if anyone out there in Twitch chat as well has any questions, go ahead and drop them in. We're going to try and answer as many as we can. We're going to be showing, again, a lot of stuff today. So if you've got anything that comes to mind, please feel free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But you know, we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more marathon gameplay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4. You are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault. Death is inevitable, but it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponents. And in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight. Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner. No two runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends? Grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4. Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
I don't know, chat. It's not the compression. It's not the compression. There's something very... I did not expect it to fall. This feels really flat to me for Bungie. But I expected this to kind of blow me away a little bit and tantalize me to be like, maybe I'll play. It does not. This is not hitting where I thought it was going to hit.
Approaching this from your perspective, what were you looking to do?
Build on the legacy. The narrative of Marathon is...
I'm just going to say it feels very MVP. It feels very minimum viable product. Everything they keep showing us feels so contained into one area. I don't know. There's something very, it's kind of generic about it. I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. I thought Bungie was going to bring more heat.
There was a lot for us, and like I said, paying homage to some of the great sort of iconic artists of the time. So
yeah. And also we had some keen-eared folks in chat. I think it's Joey Wolfinder asked if this is Ben Starr. Yep, Ben Starr was the narrator of that piece. Excellent ear.
Great voice, right?
Yeah, super
Great
cool.
voice.
Yeah,
Wonderful voice.
He's almost an Andrew Witz, but he does his best. But all right, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite runner?
Ooh, controversial question. I play a variety of them, but I will say probably the one I end up playing the most is Blackbird. Yeah, probably. Any Blackbird mains out there? I like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner. It's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially ambush strategies.
I know a lot of you guys were looking forward to this. I'm not seeing, almost none of you are coming out of your skin and excited like you typically do when Bungie does a showcase. Bungie is the kings. They're the kings of hype. They're the kings of packaging gameplay well. And I don't know. There's something off about all of this.
Player, as Joe reminds me all the time, because I'm pushing too much too often.
You don't even have a W key. It just goes.
I just love to go fast forward. That's right. Yeah. And so, that push forward gameplay that Locust kind of has, right? Being the first to try and get a pick, seeing somebody out of position, going for that pick. Also, I like to play Glitch a lot too. Again, I really love that disruption playstyle. I love just finding an enemy crew trying to exfil, trying to extract.
I tell you what this feels like. It feels very adjacent to Concord. You had a bunch of guys at Bungie convinced they could make a killer PvP game, and I just don't know. It feels like it's stuck in time. I remember saying that about Concord. It's it feels like it's stuck in time. It doesn't feel like it's going to land in this landscape.
Targets to the gameplay. Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of movement and traversal mechanics inside of the game, but it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner.
Yeah, like everything in we're making like a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so like if you want to go fast, like Locust has like a super sprint, so to speak. Like they have leg jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster. That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary cyborgs, right? Where like the body overheats, and so this character has.
Yeah, I asked people what they thought about it on Twitter. 5 years too late. Seems bland. I drifted off after 20 seconds. It looks really bad. World and graphics and art style is amazing. Gameplay, this will fail. It looks okay. Doesn't really speak to me. They dipped multiplayer first-person shooter into watercolors. Like it's not getting positive reactions where I'm looking.
Make sure. It's like, how does this affect the pace, and how does this affect the overall survival sandbox?
And to be fair, we're still looking at the alpha builds. We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of sketchy. Yeah.
Thanks for the super chats, guys. We got a super chat here from Skeeter. This is Helldivers 2, but with player enemies. I don't think so. Sony deserves full takeover after this, says Rich Rod. And $2 from Mike Deasy. It's basically Trials with amazing maps.
Yeah, and so like the runner.
Yeah, I believe this is going to be a $40 game.
Runner has they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find that do kind of wild things, and like as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right? As our Tox, and so you can build up resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you're doing one thing, and then you get like a core specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump? Like that's how much we want to kind of push that, so that gear really matters. And so builds are like completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments. Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too. We have gold mods, which...
Yeah, I agree with Sorcerer in the Discord. He says this doesn't look like something from Bungie. It looks like something from Ubisoft. Yeah, there's something almost soulless about it. I was prepared to make a video for Monday that was like, they proved me wrong. I was very prepared for Bungie to come out and totally decimate any negative attitude people had about the game. I think my video recipe for failure is going to age like a fine wine.
The footage that people have seen a lot of, Dire Marsh, we support up to 18 players.
Excellent. Okay, all right, so going to be room for a lot of play styles. To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void earlier as well. Lars, can you walk us through maybe just your play style when you're approaching any of these runs?
Sure, yeah.
Let's go ahead and sell out the best strategy.
I have to give away my secrets. So Void is really fun for me because it leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so...
Yeah, Skeeter, I think you're just oversimplifying what Helldivers 2 is. Helldivers 2 is like a cinematic, super amazing, like, co-op experience. This doesn't have like a cinematic quality to it. It feels, people were saying it looks like a mobile game, and it kind of does.
Like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that. It's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible. You get automatic active camo. So I'll do things like set that up to make people believe I'm doing one thing and then do another. So a lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore the inside, right? Someone comes in after me, they're gonna have a very bad time. But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot, and I'll claymore it up, and then close all the doors and leave, and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, maybe 5 minutes later, I see the shield crack in the HUD, and I'm like, yes, I can go back and see what's going on. So yeah, that's how I like to play.
Yeah. How about you, Joe Cross? What's your go-to?
Well, if you know me, I'd rather look good and lose. So I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird. As far as my play style, I'm typically just a decoy. So it's
like, Joe, go over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Look really great.
Yeah, exactly. Just stand in the open for a little bit. Yeah.
So that's the end of my run story.
I don't know, man. The Twitter feeds are very negative, which I know that's typical, but like I expected a lot of hype. I really did. I expected a lot of hype. I expected people really get on the bandwagon with this, and I think people are really, really reacting, not even tepidly. They're reacting negatively. I'm shocked.
I think I'm going to be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do a contract. I'm going to be going here. I got to go into this room. I got to interact with this device. And I think it's like, I'm safe. Like, I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like, there's no UESC around. There's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player, like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like, you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room, and then the other team is right there, and you're like, oh crap. Like, and then you're like, this is all out war in like a...
You've got to remember, though, you're like, they've been producing this for years. You know, Chris Barrett got fired for misconduct. They replaced him with another director, and the rumor was the director really changed direction of the game, and who knows how disruptive that was, losing Barrett. I mean, there's no way to know. I don't know, dude. I told y'all this was going to get the push and the promotion from the streamers, but I don't know how long that's going to last if the public's response is so negative. That'll be hard to stream if people are kind of dogging it. That's never fun. I remember trying to stream No Man's Sky, and it was always frustrating because people would just dog it.
From Sharky218 is
like, first impressions matter. First impressions really matter for a game like this. I feel like this has been really, really poor for first impressions.
Equipment. There's
grenades.
Consumables. Yeah.
Let's talk about grenades.
Yeah, there's grenades.
I mean,
thank you for the 5-spot mic on a mic. They're not outlining anything that's a hook. They're just describing pretty basic gameplay. Like, what's the hook? That was what I told you guys I wanted to know.
Weapons, materials, keys.
The chat's toxic, Wooly. They canceled factions for this. I just haven't seen anything that original or creative. I haven't. It looks very like Apex adjacent. The gunplay looks like really good. I expected that, but I haven't seen anything that doesn't look standout.
Wait, from and I'm not making this name up. Ballin' Hobo asks, "What do I do with the loot when I extract? Like, why does it matter in the long run?"
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. So a lot of it was really related to sort of our factions and contract system. But if you want to talk a little bit about that, Lars.
Yeah. I mean, we've got this entire system.
I mean, nobody's destroying the game before we're playing it, Sir Plancelot. The purpose of this stream is to convince people to come play it. This is a gameplay reveal. The way they've packaged it, the way they've shown it off, this is so dull. This is not typical Bungie, man. I'm here to tell you, I covered their game for half a decade. This is so bland and flat. It's very, very... this ain't it, is the energy it's bringing. This ain't it, y'all. I don't see a game that's going to have a hook to bring people back over the months. It's just, I don't see anything. They've not outlined a single thing that I could say, that's a really good hook.
So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer where as you're working with the different factions, they allow you to upgrade yourself over time, and so you can increase your heat meter, you can increase your loot speed, things like that.
I was gonna say, you're trying to get as much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right?
Yeah.
Like essentially, you know, different missions get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you so you can survive longer, you know, so just in general, be able to do, like, you know, fight all the different, you know, hostile entities in the world, like get through there's a POI on a zone that's heavily fortified by UESC, and all of the different units that are there, the snipers, the assault units, like, you want to be able to not only withstand that and players. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to get loot again.
And honestly, like, a lot of the loot translates into things like upgrades, you know, that you utilize through the factions, but there's also an in-game store called the Black Market where you can use a lot of your currency and things like that to actually re-equip yourself if you go on a bad run, or to upgrade yourself if you need anything from that space. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to get a lot of good loot out. I don't think I'm ever short of reasons to get loot out.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that we could talk about. One is we are obviously investing, besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front end so players can understand a little bit about what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just equally as deep and have pretty wide things, but I think Andrew could talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, we want to make, like, this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We like nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of...
Mike Deasy with 2 says PlayStation live streams into shambles.
Like in the survival space where, again, everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, like, you're not going to have like a limb system where like, you know, your limb's broken or anything, but you will, like guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint, they can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game. And so if you are hit with a chem grenade, right, you're gonna be toxed. You can be immobilized, right, which really slows you down. You can be overheated. There's all these things, and that pushes you into using consumables and making sure you have an answer for these things that happen. So we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game, but the approachability of the action game, right? And so that's how we're trying to marry that together. In addition to that, if you have some bad runs, right, like, and you don't have a lot of, you see your loot kind of going down, we have the sponsored kits, like it's kind of talking in the video earlier, where it's a package of gameplay items like weapons or equipment or maybe a shield or something or consumables. Yeah. That's kind of like the floor for what we think you can be really, like, you can be capable in the environment and actually like fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling like, the goal is that you can always clutch even if you find somebody who's completed kitted out in like really high-end gear, because that's your payday, right? That's like the beauty of the moment of like, oh my God, I took this player and oh, they have the best shield in the game. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, going to be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into the alpha, but we'd be remiss if we also didn't mention how a big part of what we do here at Bungie is working alongside our community, which is why we've also had the chance since about 2022 to work with hundreds of different creators in our community as well, to go ahead and get some of their feedback. So to those of you out there that have joined us, thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot, but no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually just last week had a bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build that some of you will have a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
You kind of feel the blood pumping.
Got him, got him, got him. Down them all again and 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 again.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No! No, they got out!
It's game changing. It is literally game changing.
This is such an exciting time for us. You are the first group outside of Bungie to play test our alpha build.
Look daddy up, let's go.
Okay, I am ready and up. Whatever you two are. Yes, sir. Oh, we are bringing some money in this time.
Quick read.
Oh, you looking around? See
yeah, I'm gonna see who we're gonna read with.
Alrighty. Bio research is right next to us. You want to do the intercepts?
Yeah.
You just want to grab that real quick?
Yeah, we can do that.
You want to get going?
Yep, Metro.
That should be a good one.
I didn't actually. I've not been there yet.
Okay, there's...
Oh, yeah.
So, for the gang, there is fall damage, and it is severe if you
There is. I got a mod earlier that, like, drastically reduces it, though. So there are ways to reduce it.
I may have just exploded my kneecaps.
If you dash right before you hit the ground, you don't take
it saves
damage.
It'll break the fall, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
AI on the right. Yeah, more AI inside the little shrubbery compound over there.
A hostile unit is calling for reinforcements.
Sorry. Excuse me, sorry.
You're good, you're good.
Yeah, still heading to field maintenance.
Yep.
Oh, I got AI over here like 20 feet.
Oh my god, he just stuff up. Are we killing them or ignoring them?
AI with a snipe up above is looking at me.
I need some bits of ammo. Guys, find me. There's a green punk right there.
There's 6 underneath.
I hit here, I think.
Player. Down one.
I hit one, broke the shield, but I'm
1, 2.
down.
That's all of them.
Right. Yep. That way, actually, you want to do the HPT? Over here. Red looks like
Either way, I'm getting shredded right now, so I gotta
clear the AI outside first. They're just gonna beam us if we don't get rid of them.
We gotta.
Yep. What?
That's a purple one.
Oh hell! Wait, the one is at fire like 5 knees. Oh, lethal.
The Grenadiers, yeah, they're pretty. What'd you have on your little guy?
Oh, one of the guys you killed had just been weapons on him. Poor guy.
Oh, mechanics kit. That's what we need, right? Just mechanical status effect.
I'm using it.
Gunplay looks and sounds great, but I'm so confused.
When you have the mechanics kit, it doesn't take anything. You're just good. Yeah. I'm unlocking the box. Yeah, dropping in big ones too. They've got long shots in too. Oh. Yeah. That's gotta be. It's gotta be.
I played one shields. There's a loot up there. Who's absolute. Oh my god! I'm almost dead. I realised.
Where are they?
They're on the balcony. Like south 200.
I got one knocked. Nice.
DP Sage with a $10 super chat. It sucks because the core gameplay looks fine for Bungie, but why is it just an extraction shooter? I again am just curious. I just really am curious how this is going to land with the general public, how the player base numbers are going to look. I'm just not I'm still. It looks better in the hands of like really good players like Lupo, but like again, it just feels like I'm watching a game of Apex almost with some new abilities.
You killed 2, I think it's 1v1. Ben, you knocked one, I knocked another.
Good stuff. I literally only have a sniper.
A unit is signaling for reinforcements.
Okay,
You think you can find a market on consoles?
Over here.
That a lot of people have said that they feel like this game could get its footing with consoles, but again, I haven't seen anything today that would make me think that this has like some kind of a killer hook that's gonna really bring people in, willing to pay for it, willing to play, willing to come back months and months later.
Sniped a sniper.
Right on me. This player. I mean, very weak up there. I'm underneath.
Are they where we got down? Nice.
Knocked one.
Coming.
Got one left.
I hear shots on the right side, like you something.
No, if they're close.
I got no tags. Oh.
There.
You got eyes?
Yeah, A1.
Is that him up there? Is he upstairs inside?
Yes, sorry, he was. Yeah, hear him. Or is that USAC?
No, you still were shooting something in there. They were shooting something in there.
I think they kind of built a ringer group, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
They built a God Squad, you could say. I feel like we might be the God Squad.
That was good. That was a good run.
Yeah.
We got knife some AI and grab some gunners.
We can go to field maintenance.
We got a loot container key. Isn't there one of those around here?
Yeah, it's right here. Where did I just hear that thought? Oh, I knifed one.
Someone in chat says it doesn't have to have innovation if Marvel Rivals exists. Yeah, but Marvel Rivals tapped into a very popular genre that was having a huge vacancy because of Overwatch, and it also has some of the most popular and most recognizable IP in the dadgum world. Like, that's a huge advantage. I don't see anything here that's going to pull in lots of people. It does. Like, everyone in chat and Twitter is saying generic, dull, mobile game. Like, you know, it looks like just another shooter. I think the challenge is... There was guys at Bungie, and then there was the guys that left Bungie. They've always thought they could make a killer PvP game, and I think this feels stuck in time or something. I don't know. It just doesn't. This doesn't feel like the modern landscape's going to be hyper receptive to it. At least not for 40, and at least not for like long distance. Like 6 months after this comes out, I'm not sure where the player base is going to be coming from.
I'm safe. What's the question marks again? That are on the map?
Oh, I think those are the players, right?
Yeah, they're also dropping in September, same day as Borderlands, and that's obviously going to be somewhat in proximity with GTA 6. Like, I don't think GTA 6 is going to come out and murder other 2K property, or I'm sorry, Take-Two property. So I imagine GTA is probably targeting November. So again, they are getting in hopefully before GTA completely takes over. We're hearing rumors about like the middle of November for GTA. Yo, Manuel with 19 months on a member plus. This looks like another Apex to me. It does have that really crisp feel from Apex, and I've said every time we've talked about this up to now, I know that Bungie can create a very crisp game. It's going to feel great. The movement's going to feel good. The guns are going to feel good. Even the sound design has like this real crisp crunchiness to it. I'm just not seeing anything here that is like innovative new hook. Like, what's the hook? Like, this very much reminds me of when we got done watching Concord gameplay, and I was like, that's just your version of a hero shooter. Like, this is just their version of a very Apex-influenced extraction shooter. Like, that's all I'm seeing. And maybe I'm completely out of touch with the industry and gamers, but I just don't see this landing strongly with the public.
Deal. Who has that?
Me.
The big items, the big drops, the stuff that's like really high value, they're like, I have to get this out.
Doesn't matter if I'm playing Lucas or Void or Glitch. If I've got a better aim, I'm going to win. There's no other extraction shooter like that where I could have that kind of gameplay.
When people find out about some of the secrets and stuff, they are going to lose their mind.
1, 2, 3.
Playing so far has just been refreshing, I'd like to say. Everything felt really locked in.
This being sort of the next full Bungie experience is an exciting moment.
The game is inherently fun. I just want to play more.
Obviously, having those creators in was a whole lot of fun. Getting to work with both creators and players alike has been a privilege. It's been a great time getting to set that up. And of course, I promise I'm not saying this just because I work on the social media team here, but if you head over to our YouTube channel, we have a full 20-minute version of that. So youtube.com @marathongame is where to find us. Also, same with all of our other socials, as long as I'm at it. But Lars, obviously, again, like we talked about before that video, we're familiar with working with our community.
Guys, do me a favor and smash the like button. Let's try to get to 400. Make sure it's saving your likes.
So I've been at Bungie for a while now, since the Halo 3 days, and I think the thing, even since my time, we've been really good about is working with players, working with the community. It's something we take pride in. And on this game in particular, yeah, we brought people in, players in much earlier into the process than I think we ever have before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell them when they show up, be brutally honest, because that's how we learn, that's how we understand what needs to change, what needs to get better, and I think it's been really great.
That's been a ton of fun. I mean, even again, like, these folks were all here last week. You guys were in there with them, some of you playing as well.
Thank you for the super chat, Manuel. It's refreshing because it's new, but in 3 months, these people will be singing a different tune. I see a game people are going to have fun with for a very short amount of time.
For a long time, and some players who were brand new. And it was great to see sort of like the mix of the both, especially when you got to some higher level skilled players who just joined in and immediately got it and started destroying everybody, like Tens, and Lupo was in there. And but yeah, you had some pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was pretty amazing to jump in, and I'm gonna throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like, apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley, and they were not having success. Y'all were like destroying them, the creators. And, yeah, it's probably your team that was destroying them. So I was brought in as like a hired gun to help get Jeff through, and
thank you.
I did my job.
Mission accomplished, Lotus. Yeah.
Something that he's used to, obviously. Which also, though, you were saying you were observing a little bit as well, maybe not playing quite as much. What was it like, from your perspective, getting to see all these folks jump in and play the game for the first time? Some of them.
I mean, it was awesome. It's awesome, like playing the game for so long, right, and seeing other people play the game is just a great feeling, right, for like the whole team. You get to see things that you designed for happen, and in real life, right? You see people who are like being hunted by other players that take refuge by like we're a heavily fortified area, and watching the UESC equalize a little bit. Moments like that was great. There was another fight that was like it looked so fun, but also hilarious, but also like really like. It was like a great time, but also really tense. There was two crews that were fighting under the dire marsh map. There's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that, and they were fighting in the tunnels. And the fight was literally like almost 1 by 1s, like 3 and 3, like constantly moving towards each other and fighting in the hall.
Yeah, I think Synth Potato sums it up really well here. He says, Marathon just looks fine. I can't really imagine playing this more than a few hours without getting bored, but that's aside. The fact that it's not free is insane. There's no reason you would play this over free games like Apex, Warzone, Fortnite, D2.
Like the volume of the room kept on going up from those two crews because they were just like, where are they going to get flanked? There's another vent right there that could pop up from there. And they were shooting vents just like out of just pure paranoia. It was awesome to watch.
It's a good balance to strike, obviously, yeah. And you, again, we were mentioning you got to play. Were there any other creators you got to dive in with?
Oh, yeah, I was on a team with Valkyrie and Katamina, and we had a lot of fun. There was like a couple moments where we bunkered down underneath a greenhouse in the tunnels underneath. Tunnels are dangerous, and they were fun. But we basically created like a little claymore nest down there, and so we were baiting them down into it. And yeah, it was pretty successful. I'm telling you, the claymore strats are good. Yeah. Don't sleep on claymores. They're
pretty solid.
Yeah.
Lars is like, I know.
Yeah.
So, even in addition to these creators, the legacy of Marathon's community goes so far rather. As someone who's played a lot of ALF1 in the past as well myself, back on my Titanium G4 PowerBook so long ago, bringing in the ALF1 team was really, really exciting. You guys got a chance to work with them as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting to sort of connect to the heritage of Marathon, right? Like to keep that alive as we're sort of building this new world. And so working with the ALF1 team has been really awesome with the Marathon Classic on Steam. Is the release that they had, as well as the Marathon Classic 2, I think, is on Steam as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, both of those, it's like sort of connecting the threads, if that makes sense, Yeah. Sort of remembering the past as we're sort of building this new, re-envisioning in a lot of ways of what Marathon is.
Yeah. Actually, kind of on this topic as well, about the dangers of the world, we do have a question from Twitch chat. Are there dangerous PvE encounters? Obviously, you've mentioned that the UESC is out there, and you should underestimate them at your own peril, but can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats that await players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the UESC security units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things, so watch out for them. We also have ticks, which are these wonderful, surprising, explodey fauna. Yeah, they run at you.
Yeah.
They run at you, explode on you, and you have to shoot the nests actually to get rid of them essentially. Otherwise, they'll keep coming. And there's a bunch of hazards and stuff that are like be on the map as well. Like we have a bunch of like tox rooms and all kinds of surprises that await players, and yeah.
A lot of people bring up the price tag limiting cheaters. I don't think cheaters care that much. Cheaters literally pay a monthly fee to have access to their cheats. Like, I don't think $40 is a huge barrier. I know people think that it helps. I don't think it helps as much as you think that it does.
You think you're not sure which one to shoot, and then by the time you recognize which one is actually the real one, right? It's like it may be over for you, but that's one. The sniper, also love the sniper as well. We really want to have these prolonged sniper fights that are really great against the UESC, and if you manage to really push them and they notice you're pushing, they'll punish you for that too. So, like, yeah, definitely be careful of these units. Tread carefully.
Not to be trifled with, right?
And the recruits, honestly, the recruits, they have this rush down that they do. If you're not too careful in knowing where they're going to be flanking you and rushing you down from, like, yeah, we're purposely making them these formidable foes that you can't get treasure out of the world easily, and they're guarding it, and they're doing a pretty damn good job.
And you can't ignore them either. Once they're on your set, you kind of got to figure out a way.
Yes. Exactly.
Also, too, we've got another question from, I believe, Shepsky. Can a team be composed of any number of runner types, like 3 Blackbirds, for example?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
There's no restriction on how you assemble your crew. You can all play the same. You can create a meme comp if you want, or you can diversify a little bit, you know, and sort of try to use each other's utilities. But we've seen them all. It's been really cool to see kind of the different combinations we've seen. Yeah.
But you may never know, like those 3 different like players that are playing Blackbird, they may have very different builds and what they're gearing towards in Blackbird, right? Like they may be some of them, like one of them may actually have implants that allow them to go in active camo. That's not a specific thing for a runner, so we're purposely trying to make it so that you can diversify.
I did see the shield wall comp, which is like basically 3 locusts in the playtest from last week. But yeah,
let's go. Yeah. So again, obviously, it's been so much fun to hear you guys even talking about this.
Yeah, T-Tube. I don't know. I really don't think so. I'm remembering some of the rumors that the executives wanted to get this game out the door before the amortized payment comes in 2026, and the fact that they're pushing this thing out in September. I don't know. I get very minimum viable product vibes from this. I really do. It just doesn't seem. It's not been packaged in the way that I expected it. The gameplay is not what I expected. It's just been very, very muted as a presentation. And thank you for 34 months, Hollow Judgment. It's a shame gunplay and aesthetics look really good, but it's being an extraction shooter is a huge turnoff. Might give it a try if it lands on PS Plus.
I'm sure there's plenty of other things.
I'm curious, Mr. Cross. What are you expecting?
I mean, I'm had the fortune to launch Destiny and now Marathon. It's always amazing to put something out into the world that you've been working on, sort of in a bubble for 6 years or something like that, and have the players experience the visual world for the first time is amazing. Introducing the IP into the world, sort of beyond the game, and sort of the culture it creates. Always excited to see like what the fans tell us what the game is and what the metas are and what the IP is, and so that exchange is always amazing.
Yeah, check out the Discord. It's getting wild in there right now. Wits, how about you? Anything come to mind on your side?
I'm just really excited for folks to discover the content and play with it in interesting ways. We've been making this meal for a bit. It's just time to see folks play, right? Like we've been making the sandbox for a bit. We've been working together on all the activities and everything in the world, right? It's just going to be exciting to see people react to it organically and learn from it.
Yeah, very exciting.
I'm also curious to see which runner will be the crowd favorite, out of the end. I have theories.
I know you have many theories.
Yeah.
Many theories.
Chat, Discord, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely.
But that brings us to just about the conclusion of what's been a very action-packed show. So for starters, guys, thanks so much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody out there. Like our team is literally sitting behind these cameras here, and they're amazing. Like you should give yourselves a hand, for putting together. Also, there's an immense amount of staff here that has been super gracious and kind to come and help work with us on this. So just want to make sure all of you, let's give you a hand too. You've been doing an amazing job. Thank you.
That's That's right. So again, as we noted at the top of the show, coming up at the very, very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through till the end. But again, a huge thanks, Joe Ziegler, Joe Cross, Andrew Witt, and Lars Bach, and thank you all for being here today. And of course, again, to echo Ziegler, thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're here with us in person or you're at home, it's your contributions that make Marathon possible. So truly, thank you. It's honestly humbling to be here today. And again, of course, the crew here, thank you all so much for all of your hard work. It's been incredible seeing this stage come up so much, or so quickly rather. So thank you so much. It's been a gargantuan effort, and it's all thanks to your efforts. And most importantly, again, to all of you fine folks out there for joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on, and it matters most when you show up and join us. We know you have busy days, and we're thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us here on this Saturday morning. And of course, we got something fun at the end. Make sure you stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating Scarrow and Mr. Raffle Waffles, Milo, out there here just after the show ends. So go ahead and tell them we said hello when you get a chance to drop into their chat. But as has become kind of a tradition here at Bungie with our streams, we've saved just one more special thing here for you at the end. Now, we've told you a lot about the game so far, but we haven't had a chance to really touch on the narrative just yet, and we're really excited to build a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space, both in and out of the game, and we'd love to show you a glimpse of that now. So we've had the opportunity to partner with Academy and Emmy Award-winning director Alberto Mielgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like on Tau Ceti. So we hope you enjoy, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
Thank you, Top Reply. Thanks for the gifted Stone Spire.
Whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it sculptor well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless thing that mocked them, and the heart that fed, and the heart that fed.
Welcome once again. Once again. As the new shell. As the new shell feeling.
I mean, it feels just like what it is, right? Like $1 trillion. Like $1 trillion.
Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there, so.
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky charm. Yeah. Supposed to be my lucky charm.
Can you identify her?
Yeah, that's my mom. That's your mom. Your mother.
Now,
You know that's
consider
your mom.
this. Do you recognize this child?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
What? Really?
Hey, what's that you're always too into? Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it. It speaks to me.
Let me listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you ever wonder what happened to these people?
It's not my business.
And this music is? You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remain. Nothing beside remain. Round the
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know. Is that me?
They're so good at that part. They've always been good at that part, man. That was great storytelling and cinematics. That was, that was 10 out of 10. I gotta tell you, chat, make sure you're smashing like. Try to get us to 400 likes right here as I give you my thoughts here. I expected to have to eat a little crow. Like, I literally thought that I was going to be making a video saying, Bungie really showed up. That's not the Bungie I remember covering. That's not what I expected. I honestly, I saw people in chat that were like so excited for today, so gung-ho, just like sort of shrug-shouldered about it. It just feels very flat and bland and unoriginal. I don't know. I continue to think that companies saw the live service potential and the live service landscape, and they all want to get a piece. And I'll tell you what this feels like to me, okay? It doesn't feel like when I played Blueprints, this is going to sound weird, but when I played Blueprints, I was playing a game that I could tell somebody just had this idea and wanted to make it. Marathon feels like, what if we made an extraction shooter? You see how you get like the order reversed? Instead of being like, oh, we really, really want to build an extraction shooter, we like really understand it and we've got experience in it, and it's almost like we want to take a crack at this. It like Concord felt similarly. It was just like there was something soulless about it. All this amazing work in the cinematics, right? The characters, the story, it looks like a freaking movie, but it felt soulless. It felt like they were just like, we wanted to make a hero shooter. This just feels like Bungie saying, well, this is our crack at an extraction shooter. I didn't see anything that felt, I don't know. It just felt like I was watching Apex, and then you extract with loot. Like, oh, okay. That's it? That's what you got? That's your game? I told you guys before today, I was going to be looking for the hook. What's the hook? What I think this is why people were so angry with me. I think they knew I was right. I think they knew that this thing didn't have, it wasn't going to get strong reception. I don't think this is gonna. I don't know. I don't feel like people are gonna respond strongly to this and like gung ho to play. I don't know. It feels very, very flat and bland. Seeing a lot of people in the live stream won over by the cinematic. I hope those are maps in the game. I mean, the cinematic isn't gonna do, but the cinematic isn't gameplay. You know what I'm saying? I see a game people will play for a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then they'll be good. They'll be like, that was fun, the shooting feels good. You know what I mean? I don't know. The disconnect between the gameplay and the cinematics is wild. The hook is to get loot and get out. It's got to be like you said, they had to get something out the door for that money, or they really made something with the hidden community-driven PvE part hidden, and they aren't talking about it yet. I don't know, dude. Even if they made that free, I don't know if it could get the momentum that it needs to succeed as a live service game. The budget that went into this is got to be pretty big. It has to be pretty big. They've got to be hoping for a really, really strong turnout. They've got to be hoping for some longevity. Like, track with me here. For Bungie to walk in the room and to tell Naughty Dog, we don't think your game has what it takes to last. Like, we don't think you've thought through like longevity of content. I don't see that here either. I didn't hear anything that told me, oh yeah, this thing's really going to go the distance. They're going to have a thriving player base for years. I love the art style. I think I'll be picking it and trying to build a character. Will it keep me playing? That's my concern, longevity. Exactly right, Captain Steve. I saw nothing that communicated longevity to me. I mean it. I think a lot of folks are going to be very tepid to that and feel like it just felt very generic. Like, let's just say you were on the fence or you're already playing a game, right? You're playing Warzone, you're playing Apex, you're playing Fortnite, you're playing whatever, and you were kind of on the fence. I don't think today really convinced anybody. It didn't feel like Bungie came out swinging. I was like making faces during the first gameplay thing. I was like, all right, maybe it's a compression, you know. And then the next one they trotted out, I'm like, I don't know, man. I expected Bungie to swing harder. Bungie Tarkov signed me up. The longevity is in the dynamics. I don't even know if I saw Bungie Tarkov. I'll be honest, Eugene. I saw MVP. I saw minimum viable product. They were always in that same area. And a 5-bomb comes in from Stone Spire. There it is, securing the first 50 for next week. You guys did 50 members on a dadgum Saturday. Let me buy what I owe you right now. I owe you 5 members. First impressions matter. I think first impressions matter. I just that didn't feel like a strong showcase to me at all. It felt very bland. I'm just saying, you can't make a miracle with multiplayer reveal. People weren't won over by Helldivers 2 reveal originally. Oh, I don't know, Wooly. I always said when we saw Helldivers, I said, that's going to be a fun knock-around game. I think people are going to dig it. I never once thought that it felt boring or bland or uninspired. I don't remember anybody talking about Helldivers in that way. I watched my chat, Wooly, and I know I had people here that were super pumped for this, and they were like, this is pretty meh. This is pretty bland. Trust me, I've been covering this for a while, and a lot of my audience didn't agree with me, and I think today, a lot of them were joining my team. They were like, this seems kind of not it. Everybody in chat had like the not it vibe. This ain't it, Chief. I know for a fact there were people in here looking forward to it, and they were disappointed by today. People thought that Marvel Rivals would flop. I didn't. I said Marvel Rivals would be popular. I took one look at Marvel Rivals, and I said it was going to be way more popular, and I said it was going to be a problem for Concord. I'm not seeing anything different from any other Marathon Convo. I don't know, Eugene. There were a lot of people looking forward to it. There were a lot of people that didn't agree with me in this community. I had people on my Marathon video with badges, with Reforge Gaming badges, and they were disagreeing with me. They thought, no, I think Bungie's got it. I think Bungie still got it. And a chat did not feel that way today. This community was predisposed. Twitter's the same thing. Twitter, I've seen tons of people saying it just doesn't seem like there's anything unique about it. There doesn't seem to be anything innovative. Wired Rope with a $2 chat says even the loyalists are mixed. Yeah, Wired Rope saying even loyalist chats are mixed on it. Hang on, I got some members to thank. Def Driver Gaming don't release at the same time as Borderlands. Thanks for 21 months and then 29 months from the Spy Who Swags. It seems soulless. It looks like a Ubisoft game. Without Chris Barrett, it looks lost. The devs didn't seem excited or confident. Is the release date a mistake? I think they're trying to get out before GTA. I think right now word on the street is GTA 6 is landing in November, so I think people are trying to get out. Like August, September is going to be like a land rush to get your game out. That would be maybe their motivation. It's the first Bungie game ever that I won't be playing day one, says Paul. The showing convinced me to give it a try. I want to know how many of you here were looking forward to this game and you landed like, oh, that was awesome. And then I want to know, I'm talking to the people that were looking forward to it because a lot of us were very shrug-shouldered about an extraction shooter. I want to hear from the people that were looking forward to this. Did you land yay, nay? Where did you land on this if you came into today looking forward to Marathon? I'm whelmed. Poll. No, I just want people to type. I just want the people that were looking forward to this game to tell me where did you land on this? Very mixed. Yay. 5 out of 10. If this was free, I'd have tried it. The price tag has me all the way out. I'm mixed on it. I like survival extraction games. They didn't show enough. This didn't... That's the other thing. That's the other thing I'll say. Eugene, did this feel like a game that's coming out in 4 months? They didn't... I don't even feel like they showed that much. No, a poll won't work because there are people that'll take the poll. I want people to type what they were wanting and what they got. 5 spot from Wooly. I'm convinced to give the game a shot. No one should have been expecting lightning in a bottle initial reveal. I'm excited to see more. I expected a whole lot more from Bungie is what I'm saying. I was looking forward to this game, but Bungie's games are usually good. But when I saw this gameplay, I got excited. But when they announced it was only extraction, yeah, I know people are miffed about the extraction thing, but what's with all the negativity? I don't think people are being negative. I'm saying that the general sense from lots of people was that it was very bland, and it was very like it just did not seem to be what I was. I expect Bungie to really bring the heat, and that didn't feel like they brought the heat. It felt very tepid. This is Bungie. I expected way more, says the spy who swags. I said I didn't see a path for it, but I was willing to give it a try. After today, I won't even look its way. The game has 0 shots, says Creature. This is why I waited so long for the gameplay reveal, says Dave. So, Dave, you were waiting. What'd you think? I think it's Bungie, says Biggie. They're expected to swing for the fences, and they didn't. Yeah, if this would have been like some scrappy little AA or indie dev, I'd have been like, yo, these guys got some chops. But it was like, man, this is Bungie. I don't know. I have over 7,000 hours in Destiny 2, and I was very underwhelmed. The art design looks fantastic, but gameplay looks mid. With everything coming out this year, not sure where it fits in. That's the other thing we got to talk about, man. The calendar's so dadgum full. I just don't know if a late year September $40 game, you know, has a shot. I was hoping for something crazy, a twist we've not seen in this genre, but it just seems like a sci-fi paint splash over generic recipe for extraction. This looks like a game that'll be interesting and grab the people's attention, but long-time longevity is already in question for this game in my opinion, says T-Bird. Christopher says the game will be dead in under 2 months. Captain Steve says, has too many niches to appeal to. Art style, crew-based, extraction, kind of a roguelike, live service. Too many Marmite things. Love or hate them. I'm very mixed. No, they did not say a price tag. The word on the street is it's going to be $40. It's going to land like a Helldivers and a Concorde. It's 70, not 40, according to the GameSpot tweet. What? No. No, it's not. There's no way it's $70. That has to be a mistake. There is absolutely no way that this is they're charging $70. That has to be a mistake. You said GameSpot said it? Where did they say it? Yep, GameSpot says it's a polished extraction shooter, but that might not be enough. Reading articles now. One guide? I'm not getting one guide. That's somebody that wouldn't just come in and randomly make something up. I'm not seeing that from GameSpot. Are you sure? I feel like you misread. All right, Marathon price. Let's just search Twitter. Okay, GameSpot says Marathon is going to launch as a premium product, meaning players will be asked to pay full price. The kicker here is that Marathon is going to launch as a premium product, meaning players will be asked to pay full price. Based on what I experienced, what I was told, it'll have Battle Pass, 3 maps, fun but no frills gameplay. That's got to be. I don't buy that for a second. It's got to be 40. 70 seems insane to me. $6 years for 3 maps. Yeah, launching with 3 maps seems kind of crazy. Yeah, Hazardor's saying the same thing. Bungie Marathon will be a fully priced premium product. There's no frickin' way. There's no way. I refuse to believe that, bro. That's a level of hubris that I don't even think Bungie would fall prey to. I mean, they think highly of themselves, but I don't know about that, dude. $70. I think people will say absolutely not to that. I don't buy that. I think that's a mistake. That's got to be a mistake. Full price just means not free. But it's the fact that they said it's a premium product. This guy says, I played it. I enjoyed it. I have a few concerns. Oh, that's Timur who's saying he wrote for GameSpot. He's the one that wrote it. Yeah, I can't. I'm not finding anything about price other than that one GameSpot article. Yeah, nobody seems to be saying it outside of GameSpot. Everybody's sourcing GameSpot. Wario said it's premium price. Wario is quoting GameSpot. Premium usually means 70. Only 3 maps is screaming beta early access. 3 maps at 40 is already pushing it. Baru says, I watched the Marathon reveal from Bungie. Looks meh. Also released the same day as Borderlands 4, so it won't be missed. I mean, Baru's going to be deep into Borderlands. We know this. Hang on. Legacy Killer says, Marathon looks pretty mad. Dig the art style. Gameplay isn't doing it for me. Movement looks quite slow. Yeah, everybody's reporting the GameSpot article and saying it'll be a premium price. They're all quoting the same article. We don't know what that means. We really don't know what that means, chat. I really don't think that they're gonna make this a full price game at that level. I just don't think so. That seems like premium product could just be not dropped in the online store. Have they ever used the expression premium product for like a $40 for a $40? Did they do that with Helldivers, for example? Helldivers 2 premium full price. Like, did that phrasing get used for Helldivers 2? Because then we could say that, you know, that's considered a premium release price if it is $70. Yeah, I'm here to tell you 70 doesn't really speak to me as something I'd be interested in, but it looks like a competent shooter. It does look like a competent shooter. It very much felt like Apex. Like the guns, the movement, the reticles and stuff, it very much felt like Apex to me. It's DOA. I'm not going to decry it as DOA. I'm not. I think Bungie has pull. I think their marketing is good. I definitely think that it could sell well at 40. It could be commercially successful. But I'm here to tell you, I think the longevity is the biggest thing. I'm just not seeing any legs for. I just don't see legs for it. I don't. It's like 6 months later. I just feel like it'll be pretty dried up. Yeah, the graphics are just not it either. I don't know why they thought that would like the art direction's great, but then when you see it actually in action, it just looks really, really rough. I can already see streamers jumping through hoops to not criticize it. It'll go the way of the Hyperscape. I thought it looked pretty fun. Swoozy, I think people that are looking for an extraction shooter on console, I think they'll buy it. I think they'll play it. I think they'll have a good time. I think a month later, I just don't think you're going to have enough people jumping in. I think it very, very much landed tepid today. I don't think the gameplay looked strong. I expected them to come out and wow me. Right? It looks like Marathon pricing wasn't announced at the event. It's worth noting that other titles like Helldivers and Concord launched at 40, and reports last year had Marathon price at 40. Yeah, I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see if Bungie's going to speak to it. I want to see the effects of needing to be on the good side of Bungie for content creators. I'm not sure what you mean, AOZ. Found one guy on Twitter saying it's going to be 70 pounds. He's a game analyst. The fact that it didn't reveal the price leads me to believe more on the side that it is 70. I also think what Reforge just said is true. we don't have much belief that this game will be around. 70 is crazy. That's like what Battlefield tried to do. If I had to guess, there'll be multiple editions, 20, 40, 60, depending on what edition you get. I don't know, man. Who's publishing it? I'm assuming PlayStation. I'm assuming PlayStation will be publishing it because PlayStation is the parent company of Bungie. Bungie's publishing it? Oh, does Bungie still operate as their own publisher like the one like Bethesda branch does? Hope they speak to anti-cheat soon. Yeah. Check my last messages. I'm honestly a little underwhelmed. Maloon said, Helldivers and Tlu make you want to live the fantasy of the IP, be in the world. Arc Raiders does this. Marathon is too abstract. Unlike Division, it fails to bridge IP, which is why I can't see myself coming back to it. Maloon, I think that's really well stated. I think they're trying to do that with the cinematics, and that cinematic at the end was freaking amazing. Like, Bungie they are the kings, man. They are the dadgum kings at, like, story cinematics and, like, poetic sort of writing. But I don't know if that's going to be enough to make me want to come in, or not me in particular, but, like, players want to come in and, like, grind what felt like a pretty generic and bland extraction shooter. It's time to crack a can of beer. Well, what we're going to do is, in about 3 hours, I'm going to be doing an IRL stream in my backyard. And what I need you guys to do, if you want to come to that, is you need to be at Member Plus for $6 or VIP for $10. So you got to be at those upper levels of memberships. If you're on a gifted membership or a member light, this stream is specifically for the people who helped us get to 600 people at Member Plus and above. And that was a huge milestone. And we're going to continue to try to push that milestone to the next one. And we celebrate with the people supporting the channel directly. So I greatly appreciate you guys that have been continuing to do that. We can obviously keep chatting for a bit because there's still so many of you here. Greatly appreciate the crazy turnout. We got huge search push today, and that came from YouTube. So thank you, YouTube. Doing a barbecue. I'll be doing a steak and some bourbon and just chilling with y'all in the backyard, just kind of celebrating how far we've come as a community and a channel. And I greatly appreciate the people that just continue to gift and upgrade as well. You think they're going to drop the price in a few hours? See last comment, similar to how Nintendo gets special treatment for pricing. I'm wondering if Bungie will get a pass from content creators for controversial topics because Bungie is so quick to cut off content creators. Oh, right. Like, people are roasting Nintendo, but they don't care because Nintendo doesn't really work with creators all that often. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they do have issues with price, you know, is that gonna cause people to be critical? You know, I would not be surprised if my video about that game starts to fare better with the people leaving comments and watching it. Because I'm here to tell you, man, that I do not think that showcase did any kind of checkmate work, even in the least bit, to affect my thoughts on it. I thought, I saw Coke Carnage's tweet. I thought that Bungie was going to come out as Bungie and they were just going to absolutely smash it, and then I was going to make a video and be like, I could be wrong. You know? I could be wrong, man. They might have something here. And you guys know, leading up to today, I said, I want to know what the hook is. And somebody's like, well, you were talking over when they were talking about the mechanics. The mechanics of what? Like, you get gear to build a build with, and then it can change your movement or your guns, and then if you die, you lose that stuff. That's not a hook, brother. That's just explaining the mechanics of an extraction shooter. What are they bringing that's unique is my question. What did they outline that's really going to make this thing stand apart as a new take, an innovative take, an evolution of the genre, you know? I don't know. I was waiting for that moment. I was. And the first two outings of the gameplay, I was like, I don't know about this. And then watching someone like Lupo play, I was like, yeah, and that looks like him throwing down an Apex to me. They extracted, cool. Like, all right, that's it? Listen, we've talked about this before. You can't just bring a game to market and expect people to keep coming back. Well, we made a game. What do? Well, you extract. Oh, okay, we're going to do seasons. Oh, okay. If that's all you got, I'm here to tell you that I don't know. That doesn't feel like a pretty compelling, that doesn't feel like a compelling offer, man. You know? And we can't get an answer on price. William hangs out here a lot. He's got some remarks here on Twitter. He says the art style makes the grass and flora look blurry, which hurts the visual clarity. The blurry grass contrasting with the bright neon and short draw distance strains the eyes. It looks bad. It needs to be fixed. This proves that game devs should never make a multiplayer game without having a story mode, even if it's short. This is especially true for Marathon. The OG games had a single-player mode similar to Doom. It's impossible to care about the world or the lore without characters and story. That 5-minute live-action CGI cinematic short film is not enough to make people care, and Concord proved that vignettes don't work either. The Division did a better job of doing an extraction shooter because it had story. The need for a single-player story is especially true for an extraction shooter where you can risk so much. You have to be invested in something beyond the story of the game or the characters, beyond the loot, to keep coming back. The gameplay looks fun, the shooting mechanics and the abilities do look great, but I can already tell that the classes that can go invisible is 100% the meta, and every single competitive person will play that class and nothing else unless they add heat vision or something to counter it. So that's his initial thoughts. This guy says Concord 2.0. I don't think it's that extreme. Benji? Benji's saying it's going to be 70? Bro, there's no way, bro. I need it to be confirmed by Bungie before I believe that. I'm going to be a doubting Thomas until the very moment it's confirmed, because that seems crazy. That seems insane. Paul saying it's not 70. I'm going to say there's no way they're going to do that, brother. There's no way. It's going to be $40. It's going to be 40. Write it down. I can't imagine that they would think that's a good idea. Vix Vapor, 30 months has flown. Keep doing you. That's an Agent of Chaos renewal. Thank you so much. You guys have got a jump start on the member count for next week. Thank you so much. Yo, what's good, Purple Haze? It keeps the cheating down. I don't think price points keep cheating down much, if I'm honest. I don't think that does much. Cheaters literally pay subscription fees for their cheats, man. They're crazy. You know, and a gifted member comes in from Purple Haze. Guys, don't forget we're doing an evening stream in my driveway tonight, an IRL stream hanging out. You're going to want to be there, so make sure you're at Member Plus. If you're getting it gifted, you're going to want to upgrade. If not, we'll see you at Morning Coffee. Thanks so much for the support. Make sure you guys can hang out on those Friday nights. Yeah, Mr. Tassie saying, I have confirmation that Marathon is not 70, not even close. Yeah, it's going to be 40. There's no way. They would be insane to do that. They would be insane to do that. It says 40, 70 would be a deal breaker. Yo, and Mike on the Mic's going to gift a member and bump the line to 54. Thank you guys so much for showing such great support on a Saturday. I greatly appreciate it. Doesn't Steam also do family sharing on games so it's easy to create another account and continue cheating? I don't know about that. I don't know how that works. Long term, this game is probably cooked, but we don't want to admit it or shouldn't because we haven't played it yet. If this is the year of GTA 6, this game is forgotten game shortly YouTube vids. Have you already discussed the fact that they're dropping at the same day as Borderlands 4? Yeah, dropping at the same day as Borderlands 4 is some interesting choice. That's an interesting choice. It is. Bungie has pull. Bungie has really big streamers that will stream this game over that. Yo, Maloon gets back in at a Member Plus and gets us to 55. We're now a 20 bomb away from 75. Maybe you just baited somebody into blessing 20 folks, and then I'll owe 5 more. Okay, Marathon will be premium. Pricing is unconfirmed, but reportedly 40. It's not even close to 70 per Paul Tassi. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be 70. That would be bonkers. Raphael McCoy gifts a member. Thank you so much for getting us to 56. Missed a single. 1, 2. No, I got Mike on the mic and you and Purple Haze. Yeah, I got them all. No, I got your single, Stone Spire. What does premium mean now? I don't know. I don't know why you would describe it. I don't know. Using the word premium was probably not a great idea. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're just trying to, really, really emphasize quality. Like, oh, no, this is going to be a premium game. You know? You think Bungie pulled $3 million the first month? With Borderlands 3, I say yes, but the gameplay trailers leading up to launch have to be fire. Why do they assume it would be 70? There was an article that said premium full price game, and everybody said, wait, what? And I told everybody that there was no frickin' way. I was like, there's literally no way they would do that. I don't believe it. You got to be out of your head to think you can walk into the market right now and do that. That would be like I said, that's a level of hubris that you're not going to see from any company right now. Even charging 40 is a risk. We know this. We know this is a risk. Yo, could we get 500 likes on the video, though? You guys crushed it on the like count. We're only like 30 likes away. And a 20 bomb from Stone Spire. Oh, unreal. This guy has been the single gifting king for the longest, and he decides to drop a 20 bomb. Unbelievable. Joining the likes and the ranks of the big dog member bomb droppers. That's crazy, Stone Spire. Marathon is Halo, a.k.a. Destiny on psychedelics. I now owe you guys 5 more. I don't know. I don't know, T-Bird. I don't know what they're going to pull first month. I couldn't tell you. Here, I owe you guys 5 because Stone Spire just got us to the next milestone. That was actually an Agents of Chaos 20 bomb. You're the freaking man, bro. You're going to start next week with a crazy head start. We're going to have to think of some really good incentives for Friday night with Madam. We're going to have to think of some really, really good ones. Destiny 3 is supposedly being worked on under the title Payback. Are you not? I feel like you're reading an old report. I don't think that that's true any longer. Why are people so mad about the Marathon Recipe for Disaster video? Because it got targeted by people that don't like me and have really big followings. I appreciate them bumping the trajectory up, though. It really helped the video. Like, it literally was getting ready to flatline as a video, and they made it pull up. And since they decided to do that, it's got like another like 4,000 views or something. That thing's cooking in the algo right now. So thanks. Your hate only helps. I don't know what people think they're going to accomplish anymore. I was able to see some of the gameplay footage, but I was disappointed. A lot of it seems familiar, not in a good way. The healing and downed animation straight from Apex, nothing innovative. I think that's going to work against them. I think that's going to work against them. I think one of the biggest challenges right now is trying to stand out as a shooter. Okay, so Marathon has officially responded, and they said Marathon will be a premium title. Marathon will not be a full price title. We'll announce details this summer. So maybe they're assessing what they feel maybe they're assessing like the beta and the response and like what they feel they can charge. Maybe they're debating and they're already kind of trying to push back against the narrative. Extraction shooters are niche and not my thing. This guy who used to work at Bungie, he said Bungie has taken a niche genre and made it massively popular and defining every time. Give it a chance at least. All right. Could we get 19 more likes really quickly? Really quickly. Let's try to end with a bang here. Okay, so I'll go and make a thumbnail and schedule the stream. We'll be back in a couple of hours for members, Member Plus and aboves. If you guys want to come to the IRL stream this evening, We'll be searing a steak and hanging out in the backyard, just kind of celebrating a new milestone on the channel. Thank you guys also so much for doing that. And appreciate you guys tuning in on a Saturday like this. Nice big day. I tell you what I am going to do, though. I'm going to put a link in the chat to my latest upload, which is about The Last of Us. That video is doing great, and if you guys haven't watched it yet, it's about The Last of Us Complete Edition. If you haven't watched it yet, click the link in chat. Go give it a watch, a like, leave a comment. You guys are the absolute best. Thanks so much for all the support lately. Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys in a couple hours. All right. Take care.